A machine so advanced, so unexpectedly powerful, so ridiculously efficient, that it might just erase half the EV market overnight. Is this the car that ends Tesla's reign, derails BYD's dominance, and silences every so-called EV innovator? Today, we uncover Hyundai's secret weapon. The EV designed not just compete, but to completely destroy the competition. Hyundai has officially taken the gloves off with its latest electric masterpiece, a vehicle that defies every expectation, a battery that charges faster than your smartphone, a range so long it makes range anxiety a thing of the past, acceleration that challenges supercars. And here's the twist, it costs less than most mid-range EVs. That's right, Hyundai isn't just building an EV, they're declaring war. What makes this EV so dangerous to the competition? Next-generation solid-state battery platform. Lighter, safer, and capable of over 800 kilometers on a single charge. Ultra-fast 350 kilowatts charging system. 5 minutes of charge equals 150 kilometers of range. You'd expect this level of engineering to come with a luxury price tag. But Hyundai has gone full disruption mode. Analysts were expecting $70,000 or more. Hyundai said no. They released it at a price that even Toyota Corolla owners will look at and say, wait, should I switch to electric? And that is why every automaker is freaking out. Tesla fans are nervous. Legacy automakers are scrambling. Even Chinese EV giants, known for undercutting prices, are suddenly silent because this isn't a new competitor. It's a category killer. Is Hyundai now the true king of the EV revolution? Or will Tesla, BYD, or even newcomers like Xiaomi fire back? But here's where things get truly interesting. Hyundai didn't build this EV just to compete on specs. No, they built it to reshape the psychology of car buying. For years, people stood divided. Petrol lovers versus EV believers. One group clung to the roar of engines and long refuel times, while the other pushed silently forward with battery packs and charging cables. Hyundai didn't choose a side. They merged both worlds. This new machine delivers instant torque and thrill like a high-performance V8, yet whispers down the road with near-total silence. It offers range beyond diesel tanks, yet refuels faster than most people brew a cup of coffee. It's not asking drivers to sacrifice. It's offering them everything. And this move is forcing the entire auto industry to rethink their strategy. Some brands are now accelerating their research budgets, hiring battery scientists like rock stars. Others are in denial, hoping the wave will somehow pass. But make no mistake, the tide has already shifted. Analysts are now calling this moment the Hyundai shockwave, a ripple so strong that it could bankrupt slow movers and crown unexpected champions. So what comes next? Well, rumors are exploding across the industry. Sources claim Tesla is preparing an emergency update to their upcoming model line. BYD is rumored to be fast-tracking a next-gen hybrid cell battery that can respond directly to Hyundai's breakthrough. Even Apple, yes, Apple, has allegedly reopened discussions about reviving their long-stalled EV project, afraid that if they don't enter now, they may be too late forever. Because Hyundai didn't just launch a car, they pulled the future 5 years forward. And if you think this was their final move, think again. Leaked documents suggest Hyundai is already preparing an even more radical version, an autonomous, solar-boosted, AI-powered model designed to drive itself, charge itself, and think for itself. A machine that doesn't just replace your car, it replaces your driver. The race for the ultimate EV is over. Now it's a race for the ultimate intelligence on wheels. And this is where the true battlefield shifts, from horsepower and battery cells to software and intelligence. For decades, cars were machines. Simple, obedient mechanical tools. But Hyundai's latest move signals something far more profound. The car is evolving into a living system, a learning organism on wheels. Imagine this. You wake up in the morning, and your car has already checked traffic, weather conditions, and energy prices. It optimized its charging schedule while you slept to ensure maximum efficiency at the lowest cost. It synced with your calendar, pre-programmed your destination, and even adjusted the cabin temperature to your preferred setting before you stepped outside. No buttons pressed. No commands given. It simply anticipated you. This is not science fiction. This is a roadmap Hyundai is quietly securing. Meanwhile, rival automakers are scrambling to respond. Some are trying to license AI systems from tech giants like Google and NVIDIA. Others are attempting rush partnerships with robotics firms just to stay in the conversation. But here's the twist. Hyundai isn't just building smart cars. They're building their own ecosystem. Charging infrastructure, in-house battery production, AI integration, energy storage, even home-to-car connectivity. They're not playing the EV game. They're rewriting the rules entirely. And governments are starting to take notice. Several European nations are reportedly in talks with Hyundai to adopt their EV architecture as a national standard, replacing outdated charging protocols. In Asia, whispers suggest that South Korea may even subsidize Hyundai's new fleet so aggressively that owning a gasoline car might soon become financially pointless. This could be the first time in history where an automaker forces an entire world to change not through regulation, but through sheer technological magnetism. Because here's the undeniable truth. People don't switch when they're forced. They switch when something so superior arrives that staying behind becomes embarrassing. And Hyundai just made every legacy automaker look embarrassed. Not because it was bad, but because it was too good. Drivers say the moment they pressed the accelerator, they didn't feel like they were driving a car. They felt like they were commanding a controlled explosion wrapped in silence. There was no vibration, no delay, no strain, just instant, calculated thrust calibrated with surgical precision. I used to wake up early just to drive my car. Now, I wake up early just to watch my car think. Because unlike traditional vehicles, this EV doesn't wait for input. It reacts. It predicts. It learns. Every drive makes the AI sharper. Every route makes it smoother. It understands your preferred lane positioning, your parking style, even your tolerance for risk when overtaking. Over time, it molds itself not just to your habits, but to your personality. And this is exactly why automotive analysts are calling this the first empathetic car. But while early adopters are celebrating, dealerships across the globe are panicking. Some gasoline brands are reporting a sudden drop in pre-orders, especially for mid-range models. Customers who were days away from signing paperwork are now calling to cancel. I'll wait. Something better is coming. Fleet managers, taxi companies, delivery networks, corporate mobility services. They're all pausing their next move, watching Hyundai like hawks, knowing that the next few months could determine who survives the transportation revolution and who becomes a relic. And yet, as powerful as this machine is, Hyundai hasn't even revealed its final form. Insiders claim that a performance variant is coming next year. Not just a faster model, but a track-ready electric predator designed to challenge Porsche, Audi RS, even Ferrari's upcoming electric lineup. Imagine that Hyundai, a company once mocked for budget hatchbacks, preparing to steal trophies from Europe's finest. Because if Hyundai can conquer performance to affordability, range, and intelligence all at once, then this isn't just a comeback story. This is a dynasty in the making. Behind closed doors, boardrooms across the automotive world are in chaos. Some executives are desperately trying to downplay Hyundai's breakthrough, calling it overhyped or unsustainable. But their internal memos, now leaking online, tell a very different story. If Hyundai secures both the budget market and the premium segment, we lose everything in between. Another from a Japanese automaker warned, this is no longer about competition. This is about survival. And that's the key distinction. This isn't just another EV launch. It's an existential threat. Because Hyundai isn't targeting one company. They're aiming at entire categories. Affordable EVs? Claimed. Luxury EVs? Soon. Autonomous services? In progress. Energy storage solutions? Already deploying. Even battery recycling and second life usage. Hyundai is quietly setting up a closed-loop ecosystem where every part of their vehicle continues to generate value long after its first lifespan. It's ruthless, it's brilliant, and it's terrifying if you're one of their rivals. Meanwhile, governments are now stepping into the conversation. Some see Hyundai's aggressive push as an opportunity, a chance to fast-track national electrification plans without waiting for sluggish legacy brands to catch up. Others, particularly nations deeply tied to gasoline exports, are starting to feel the pressure. For the first time, oil-dependent economies are facing a true, unstoppable alternative. That's when you know a revolution is real, when it begins to affect more than just drivers, when it starts bending the economy, industry, and geopolitics along with it. But here's the most surprising part. Hyundai hasn't even celebrated yet. No victory speeches. No overconfident marketing blasts. No arrogant jabs at competitors. They're quiet, which leads many to wonder, what else are they planning? If this release was only the opening strike, what will the next wave look like? Because you don't drop a bomb this powerful unless you've already prepared the next one. Industry insiders are now whispering about alliances forming in the shadows. Some reports suggest that Hyundai is negotiating strategic partnerships with AI firms, battery startups, and even semiconductor companies to lock down full supply chain dominance. If that's true, Hyundai isn't just building cars. They're building a technological empire. But their competitors aren't sitting still. Tesla is rumored to be preparing a counterstrike announcement, possibly involving its long-anticipated $25,000 Model 2, hoping to reclaim the affordability crown. BYD, known for its aggressive pricing, is said to be developing a nuclear option battery pack that promises over 1 million kilometers of usable lifespan, designed to outlast the car itself. Even legacy giants like Toyota and Volkswagen, once hesitant in the EV race, are now dumping billions to rapidly retool factories before it's too late. How do you compete with a car that doesn't just perform, but evolves? Because Hyundai's model isn't a fixed product. It's a growing organism. Every unit sold becomes a node in a massive intelligence network, constantly feeding data back to Hyundai's AI systems. Over time, the entire fleet becomes smarter, safer, and more efficient, just like smartphones do with every software update. Except now, it's happening to 2-ton machines accelerating at 200 kilometers per hour. This is what analysts are calling the software trap. Once consumers experience a vehicle that improves itself, they'll never go back to one that stays the same. And that brings us to the most pressing question of all. Are we witnessing the end of traditional car ownership? Because if Hyundai's ecosystem grows, if their cars become autonomous, self-maintaining, self-charging companions, then why even own one? Why not subscribe to one? Why not summon transportation like streaming a movie? Hyundai could be positioning itself not just as an automaker, but as the next Netflix of mobility. One decision, one platform, infinite access. The age of buying horsepower may be fading. The age of renting intelligence might just be beginning. On one side, the world as we know it, noisy gas stations, clogged service centers, cars that age, deteriorate, and eventually die. A transportation model that hasn't fundamentally changed in over a century. On the other, a future led not by gasoline, but by intelligence. A future where your vehicle doesn't just move you. It protects you, learns from you, assists you, and evolves beside you. Where energy flows clean, ownership becomes optional, and mobility becomes a service, not a burden. Hyundai may not have been the company anyone expected to deliver this revolution, but perhaps that's exactly why they succeeded. While others fought for attention, Hyundai worked in silence. While some made noise, Hyundai made progress. And now, the world is listening. Will they dominate the next era of transportation? Or will another giant rise to challenge them? But one thing is undeniable. The EV war is no longer about who makes the best car. It's about who builds the smartest future. High Voltage and Hyundai just made their opening move. Xiaotech, where innovation meets the road. The future of mobility starts here, only on Xiaotech. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more fascinating stories about Elon Musk, Maxwell, Tesla, and the future of innovation. Until next time, keep imagining the impossible.